Yahya ibn Mu'adh rahimahullah ta'ala says the following: مصيبتان للمرء في ماله عند موته. Every human being has two calamities that will befall their wealth when they die. Two calamities. This is inevitable. There is absolutely no way of escaping this. You're Muslim, you're non-Muslim. You are male, female. You are wealthy, poor. A pious individual, a not so pious individual. These two things are inevitable to every single human being. So they asked him, what are they, Ya Mu'adh? He said, يُؤْخَذُ مِنْهُ كُلُّهُ وَيُسْأَلُ عَنْهُ كُلُّهُ. Pay attention. This is amazing. An amazing way of looking at your wealth, looking at your bank account. When you open your bank account and you see your wealth, think of the statement of Mu'adh, rahimahullah, or Yahya, rahimahullah ta'ala. Remember, two things that will befall your wealth. What are they? Number one, when you die, all of it will be taken away from you. You have billions, you have homes, you have investments, you have companies, you have assets, you have liquid cash, you have stocks, retirement funds, whatever it is, all your money will be taken from you. It might be taken by your children, your inheritors, or it might be taken by other people. It will all be taken from you. All the time and the energy and the sacrifices you made in order to acquire that wealth will all end up in the same situation. It will be taken from you. That is a calamity for those who use all of their life, all of their time, all of their years, all of their energy for the pursuit of accumulating wealth. It will all be taken away from you. But it doesn't stop there. It gets worse. The second calamity, يُسْأَلُ عَنْهُ كُلُّهُ. You will be asked about all the money you made. So on top of the fact that it's taken from you, Allah will ask you about all of the money you made. As the Prophet ﷺ teaches us, you will be asked, how did you make your money? And what did you spend your money on? These are two calamities inevitable to every single human being. But what's the point here? What's the lesson? The lesson is not to say, don't pursue wealth. And quite the contrary, the Prophet ﷺ says, نِعْمَ الْمَالُ الصَّالِحِ فِي يَدْ الرَّجُلِ الصَّالِحِ. The Prophet ﷺ says, blessed is halal money in the hands of a righteous servant of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we know that many of the 10 who were promised paradise were quite wealthy, very wealthy, in fact. So it's not about not having money or not having any aspirations to accumulate wealth. The question here, the lesson here is, how attached are you to wealth? How much priority does wealth have in your mind? What's more important to you, your financial well-being or your spiritual well-being? What has precedence in your mind, in your day-to-day life? Making money or making sure that your kids turn out to be righteous servants of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? This is the lesson here. And this is what we can do, or what we need to do to be balanced in our life. So simple practices that can help readjust your relationship to wealth is by understanding that wealth is a means and not an end. Wealth is meant to be used for other things. It has no value in of itself. Money only has value in so much as you can use it to attain other things. So an example, if you're stranded on an island and you have $1 trillion with you, what value does that $1 trillion really have? None. You'll end up using it for fire, to burn for fire, to stay warm, or to cook something. Or you might use it, for whatever other reason. It has no value because you cannot use it for anything. You're stranded on an island. Similarly, dear brothers and sisters, Allah created wealth as a means for you to take care of your worldly affairs, but also to use it as a means of building your place in the afterlife. Now we have this fad, this trend of, how would I flip $1,000? And you might see it on social media. What would you do with $1,000? How can you make more money out of 1,000? And in the mind of the believer, according to this wisdom of Yahya bin Mu'adh, rahimahullah ta'ala, the best way to flip $1,000 is to give it for the sake of Allah. Because when you give it for the sake of Allah, it becomes a means to paradise. And the Prophet ﷺ teaches us that when you give sadaqah, Allah will take that sadaqah and invest it for you to where when you go back, Allah develops it from a small deed to a mountain of good deeds. What greater investment is there than that? Wealth is a blessing, dear brothers and sisters, but it's only a blessing in terms of how you use it. If you use it to do good, then it's a blessing. But if you use it to do bad, then it is a punishment for the individual. But if you use it just for regular, permissible, day-to-day things, then it's a loss because it will be taken from you and you will be asked about it all entirely. So as a believer, we need to understand that money is a means and that halal money is a blessing from Allah only when it is used in a way that will stay with the individual. Because if your money leaves you, then your good deeds stay with you. So what will happen when I use my money in a way that gets me good deeds? And by the way, getting good deeds through money isn't only by giving sadaqah. It could be through being generous to your family members, buying them gifts, making sure that they're financially secure. All of that is a form of sadaqah. The perspective is, how do I use my wealth to remain with me when I meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? And that is through doing good deeds. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you for watching this video. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you. If you found benefit in this video, then please like it, share with other people, and remind you of the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, whoever guides somebody to good, then they get the reward of those who do that good, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. See you in the next video. Assalamu alaikum.